You know what's really been frustrating me lately is like I'm on dating apps, okay? And we know it. If you have a receding hairline,
Okay.
it's okay. Don't have all of your pictures wearing a freaking hat and or your pictures from college where you had a full head of hair. And now when I meet you, you're freaking bald. I do not care. What that says to me is you're uncomfortable and now I'm uncomfortable and goodbye.
Well, I think the problem is too is like, do you plan on wearing a hat for the rest of your life in all
Exactly.
situations? Because at
Like,
some point the hat's going to come off.
I mean,
and
are
we're
we
going
going
to
to
see what's
juice
going
it
on.
with your hat on?
And if we are, that's a whole other conversation.
I mean, I'm okay with it. It's
But
totally.
you know why I would be nervous about it? You're going to get knocked right in the head,
Oh,
even
you're
worse,
right.
in the eye
can't
with that
really-
bill. You're going to get knocked right in the face with that bill.
She's right. You can't really juice it kissing wise with the hat on.
No.
You've got to flip it. Oh, but they could flip it. I bet you the hat wearers, they flip it during juicing.
So it's just they're always in a hat.
They're always
So they're
in a
going to
hat.
sleep in the hat with you?
You
They're going
know
to
what?
sleep. And then that's disgusting. Then
If
you never want them to take the hat off.
I'm with you.
You
And,
never want them to take the hat off.
well, or you do.
You'll
And
be
you're
able
like,
to
put
smell
it
it
in the
from the other
washing
room.
machine.
Yeah.
Because it has a sweat line around it. Oh God! When you see the sweat line on a hat, and you're like, "Why have you not heard
and
of
then
Tide?"
the forehead indent. No one's going to like that.
And you know what? The thing is, it doesn't matter if you are bald or if you have hair, but if you're trying to hide it, and then you're also posting a picture of you from 10 years ago when you had hair, but I show up to the date. And you do not look like that.
Yeah.
That gives me some rage. You just wasted my time because I'm telling you right now, I know that you're not comfortable with who you are. And so I'm not going to be. And I can't save you,
and
honey.
Again,
I don't
it's
got
not
time.
the bald. It's not the baldness.
It's not that. It's not that. It's really
the concealing of who you are. I know we've been doing a lot of tennis stuff.
Yeah.
But something that has come up.
What is it?
From watching the U.S. Open, there appears to be a trend in fashion. There's a double poof tennis dress that people are getting into.
What does this mean?
Naomi,
like poof in the back, by the butt,
no.
by the bunda?
So Naomi Osaka, who we love, she was rocking this purple double poof.
Okay.
So it's like, it looks like a cake topper or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
And it's not just the one poof. It's a double layer of poof.
Okay.
I'm just like, why though?
I mean, it's cute.
Is it though?
I don't know.
And
Erica.
I don't know how functional it is. It seems like the ball could get caught in the poof. And 2 times it has an opportunity to get caught in a poof because it's a double poof.
Listen, if you want to get noticed on tennis day, you're going to have to switch it up.
I know, but if you want to make sure that you don't get distracted when you're going to get that ace.
No, Erica.
What if the ball gets caught?
No, Erica.
And you're like,
nope. If I'm wearing a double poof and you're on the other side, you're getting
distracted by the double
You're
poof.
getting distracted. And now,
It's a
guess
distraction
what?
technique.
I've won the U.S. Open. And you,
double poof.
double poof. Thank you. You finished it.
Because you look like a poodle while you're playing, and that's enough of it. I don't know. It's a lot of poof. It's
I'm
all right
cool.
with it. I'm cool with the ruffle. It just seems like it's so hot. It's a lot of material. It's not like it's a very thin. It's a big poof. Anyways, should we drop in? Let's drop in. Welcome to the Rage Pod, where we rage against the serene
And everything in between. I'm with Ebar.
And I'm with Tara Erickson. And we're so excited to be here today. We are talking with a very special guest.
Yeah.
Her name is Dr. Nicole Tetreault, but we call her Dr. Nicole. And she is a neuroscientist. Not to be confused with a neurologist. She's a neuroscientist.
It's true.
And we had such a great time talking to her about rage on the brain.
Totally.
And it extended into this conversation about how we deal with that rage and like sort of physically how that manifests in conjunction with our psychological needs. And we're really excited to share that conversation with you all.
I agree. And I ask her a real quick fire questions, true or false, and it's fun, and that'll pop up at the end. But we love her. We met her. If you guys haven't listened to part 1, go listen to it. But we met her at a rage ground where she was raging, we were raging.
And the rage ground is a rage room that you can go to and beat the shit out of a bunch of stuff. And it's super fun, including a car if you want. If you want to beat the shit out of a car, you can go there. The music is very loud. But we're okay with it. It's just, it was very loud. It was so much fun. We don't know if we did it right, to be honest. We have talked a lot about, like, did we do it right? Well, maybe we didn't. I don't know.
I don't think that we did, because I heard that you can go to different rage rooms and you can actually play your own music. What?
Well, that changes. That's a horse of a different color.
I am telling you that right now. Like, can you guys let us know once you watch this? Like, you see it on our Instagram. We've dropped the rage ground, our rage footage. But like, wouldn't it be fun if we went to a rage room and we had our own music
playlist, our rage list?
Yes, because we talked about how we weren't there really at the right time. We talked about this with Dr. Nicole.
We did on that last episode.
She went there at the right time. She was ready to rage, and we just went, we'll go to a rage room. We're doing the rage pod, and we kind of got tired after like 10 minutes. And now I'm thinking, but the music was really loud. The other people, we hear them yelling about their rage. And I'm like, I want it to be a private experience of my own music.
I think it would be helpful at a place like that. I'm not saying that this is doable, but to almost have someone that's like a guide there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not always
like
going to be.
Like a shaman.
I don't know if I need a full shaman.
No, Erica.
Shaman comes with a lot of like Silver Lake beads and a lot of things I don't know if
We're
I want.
fine with it. We want a rage shaman.
I don't know if I need a shaman.
Oh,
I just need somebody that can like walk you through no matter where you're at with your rage, right? Like, because that was what our issue was, is that like we might have been too far distance from our rage versus like she was like, I have this thing that just happened.
Yeah, hot and
like,
ready. Not
not everyone's gonna go to a rage room and be primed in this like perfect place.
Right.
So like, how do you channel, maybe going back to a place that that did bring you rage, or saying like, hey, just because you don't feel like you're super embittered or angered right now, this is still really helpful. I could think some sort of guidance might be of use.
Shaman. Saw you reaching for the mic, Wendy.
Well, I was going to say, you don't need 45 minutes. You need a quick 10 to 15, smash a bunch of shit, and then you're done.
I agree.
What if someone's really enraged and they need the 45 minutes?
They might
Maybe they need different increments of time. Is it only 45 minutes?
I think so. I think it was like 45 to an hour.
So maybe you need a little rage tremor time of like 15 minutes, but then some people are like, I'm really fucking pissed.
I think that if you time it and you go to time when you're really mad, you make a quick appointment, you're going to take up the full 45 and it's fully worth it. We just went to experience it. And I will tell you that, I was tired after 20. I was like, I'll hit some stuff still, but I think I'm
was tired
over
after one teacup.
It's a good workout.
It
is a good workout.
Well, also, you're in like full hazmat Chernobyl gear. So you're like sweating inside. You got a helmet.
Totally.
You're all covered up. It's a lot. But it's kind of like therapy, right? Like sometimes you go to therapy and you're like, I don't know that I have 50 minutes of shit to talk about.
Oh, God.
And then
absolutely.
And then sometimes you've got the whole 50
You've got
minutes.
the whole shebang ready.
So it's a therapeutic exercise.
I'm with you on that.
And sometimes you're just like, all right, I'm just going to keep breaking shit, I guess.
We've got to get into the cunt of the week teaser. And just a reminder, cunt of the week stands for courageous. Unapologetic, notorious, 10 of a woman, /man, /they, them, /animal.
And in this case, we've got a twosome, a duo.
Love it.
That really just, they never hold back.
I can't wait.
They never hold back, but like in a real way. I think a lot of people say I don't give a fuck or I never hold back, but they actually like don't. Like, so very excited to reveal that later.
I love that. And we also have got to get into the Rage Hotline. We will eventually later, but just in case you guys are just joining in, you got to call us at 213-293-5995, or you can email us at rage@theragepod.com. That's rage@theragepod.com.
So today we are sharing our conversation that we had with Dr. Nicole Tetreault, who we call Dr. Nicole. We kind of forced her into accepting it. Actually, no, she's super cool, and she lets us call her Dr. Nicole. She's a neuroscientist. In our last episode with her, we talked to her about rage on the brain.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cool to hear her really describe in a way that's digestible of what happens when we rage.
Yeah.
And this conversation, we really dig into what we do with it and how that affects us and how it's different for everyone. So we hope you enjoy this conversation.
Totally.
The reality is that we're all interdependent and interconnected on one another, right? We can't do everything by ourselves. We need other people to be not dependent, but we need them to, when we're, not all of us, like people right now are struggling from isolation.
Yes. We've talked about this on the pod. Absolutely.
And then that creates more separateness, more otherness, more division. And then that isolation feeds into that further separation. And so it's actually when you have somebody you can trust and you could say like, I need help. That's the first step where you're kind of opening up that window of vulnerability, and like it's almost the space of love and understanding, right? So for example, like if you have a teenager and you're going into their room and you're cooking them dinner every night, and every night they don't want to eat what you cook, and you're a vegetarian and they want a hamburger, and you're like, eat my food, and they don't want that. Well, that's actually not helpful to them. Right? That's not love. That's loving. It's a loving action to cook for someone, but it's not love with understanding, because it's not a meal that they can actually eat.
When you're imposing your belief system onto them. Right?
Yeah. And so the big part where we get in rageful interactions with the ones we love is that it has to do with a misunderstanding and the expectation behind that love. And so if we can communicate and say, oh, wait, you want a hamburger? I'll make that for you. And they eat that, then that's love with understanding. It's not doing harm to them. It's not doing harm to yourself.
I guess you've kind of talked about this, like with just sort of the anxiety, depression. But when you get that like acute fiery response, like I'm gonna light up Friendly Wendy here for a moment. Like she was telling me the other day that she heard someone scraping their fork on their plate.
Mm.
And like, I think it took everything in her power not to blow up the building. Like what, like in your work, what do you see that as? Obviously, we're going to talk about it on a different episode. Like there's some misophonia going on there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But kind of like breaking it down in the simplest way, like what's happening with us when that's going down?
Because I feel violent inside.
Yeah.
When
She
I hear
does.
somebody chewing, if I hear any sort of like mouth noises, I feel violent.
We know it. The
So,
look on our
that's
face.
also though a sensory sensitivity that people have heightened level of sensory processing. So I talk about in my book, like no two brains are alike. We each have our own brain fingerprint. And so misophonia is very common for people who are gifted. And so they can hear things at an elevated level, and it could cause it can actually cause an anxiety response in their nervous system. Because for example, fluorescent lights can be another thing.
Yes, you talked about that.
And so there are things that in our system, like in our environment, that can be causing a response that comes across as anxiety or irritability, but at the core of it, somebody is actually suffering.
See, I love hearing this because you said it means you're gifted. Because I'm going to tell you right now, glass plates, anything glass, people putting glass plates, ceramic plates, I don't do it. I swear to you, in my house, it's plastic. Yeah. It's like kids' plastic, because the sound of the clunk after you clean it and the clunk, I can't stand it. I really can't. So now I think
you're gifted.
Straight up gifted.
Yeah,
Do you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Gifted.
Absolutely. 10 out of 10
Sneeze,
gifted.
someone sneezes, I've just like, I get in my car and I leave.
Gifted. Yeah, let's go for it. Well,
But
okay.
Dr. Nicole is actually gifted.
Well,
And so are you two.
She's
We're
legitimately
throwing
gifted.
around that term, but you're legit. I've read your
You're
book.
creative
gifted.
writers.
I mean, know.
Brilliant women, all of you.
We give gifts.
We're
give gifts.
we're trying our best. Okay, so we want to talk about different types of rage. Like, so mainly it's like, how does it translate in the brain, the nervous system? If there's like, here's a few examples, like loud explosive rage, silent rage, continuous little outbursts. Like what's actually going on in our brains when we're in a full like I'm fine spiral, but like you're dying inside.
So in like active rage, like when somebody's just full blown having a moment and
The stroller in the parking lot. Yeah.
yeah. But that, I mean, it's pretty timid. I would say.
Okay. We're talking like raging bull. Okay.
Yeah. In a full blown like rage attack, like a panic attack, or is like you have a lot of brain systems going on. So you have the hypothalamus, which is like releasing cortisol. You have your adrenalines are going. So that's releasing adrenaline from your adrenaline glands. And then you have a bunch of things going on in your amygdala. So your amygdala is going into that like primary fight and flight brain. And then basically that higher order thinking, the frontal cortex, is suppressed. And you're basically acting out, where that's why sometimes when people are in an episode of rage, they can't even remember.
They like black out.
They almost black out
Yeah.
because it's sort of not even taken into their memory system because they're acting from such a primal state. And then so when you also have like that little outbursts of like aggression that happens, those are like, that's like a momentary inflammatory response. But undercurrent, like that person is suffering, right? So like you could end up having like tension in your body, headaches. You get that sense of overwhelm. That's where even you could get into elements of panic, like when you're in that level of suppression, right? That's where you could be in that freeze mode and more subdued and sort of like you sort of have that fragility, that egoic fragility,
Yes.
and you don't even go there. With certain people, you're like, I just can't take this. I'm not going to do this, and you detach, but it's not really in a way that serves you or the other person to be able to find a place of agreement on it.
Yeah, of like understanding because you just leave it.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know how to approach it.
Yeah. And so
it's-
suppression over time, I mean, it's going to come out.
Yeah.
And over time, you're just physiologically, you're not going to be able to be kind of honest in communicating with others because there's going to be the undercurrent of it is going to be that emotional anger, sadness, frustration, the feelings of not being met, not being seen, not being heard.
Right.
And so then you're still kind of taking on, it's kind of like I think about it with Richard Schwartz's work, like parts work that he talks about, where the parts of us that have been traumatized in that suppression piece is the piece that he calls that we exile ourselves out. And then there's the piece of us that are the firefighters that kind of are those first responders to when an emotional thing happens. And then there are our managers who tell us like, it's all okay. It's all going to be okay. And so the real deal is that we have to come back to that exiled part of ourselves in that space of acceptance and that space of like compassion and saying, okay, like nurturing that part of us that has been suppressed and hurt and nurture it like a baby.
That's like rage room love letter time, right? Like you basically got to get down, you got to write that letter so you can get in touch with it. And then you can have the convo.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then you can have the release at the rage room too.
It also
Totally.
sounds like that's getting down with some Bessel Vandal K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're going to have you on too, Bessel. Just wait.
Yeah. That'd be
It's only
amazing.
a matter of time. That's the body keeps a score. Well, I think we've kind of already answered that next question to you.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to like shift into what I know you talk a lot about, which is like moving rage out of our subtle physical and mental bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we start to do that?
is get up close and personal with it and with our experiences, and it's through really mindfulness practices. Simply when that rage arises, like the simplest, easiest practice that has been given to us from ancient sages is like 3 deep breaths.
Yeah.
Literally 3 deep breaths. We activate the parasympathetic nervous system, reduce that sympathetic activation that happens during rage through negative emotions. And it also resets us and it kind of recalibrates us where we can settle down and then begin to be aware of what's arising inside of us.
What happens if someone does that and then they're like, okay, now, but I'm still raging and I'm still going to scream? Is it oh, maybe, I don't know. What would that look like for you?
So the awareness would be I'm screaming now.
Oh, okay. All
In
right.
this experience, I'm screaming, and hold it with awareness and compassion.
I actually love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to remember that.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll
the
breathe
biggest,
and then we'll scream.
The biggest thing is knowing when you're in that experience.
Yeah.
And understanding, I think. And then the second part is bearing witness, this is happening. I'm really hurt. I'm really frustrated. This, things aren't okay. And acknowledging that, how it hurts. And then coming back to compassionately connecting with yourself.
Yeah. Being okay that that's where you're at.
Yeah.
This is where I'm at, instead of trying to resist it or judge it.
Yeah.
This is where I'm at. We're not going to be here forever. Let's just be here. And then we're going to move on. Right. Into the next stage, whatever that is.
And I feel I want to ask you, how do you think we're supposed to exist, in an attention deficit, hyper-stimulated culture?
Yeah.
While everybody's also maybe trying to be mindfully less reactive. How do you do it? I mean, I think it's probably what you've already answered this, right? Mindfulness and stuff like that. But what's your go-to for that?
Yeah. I mean, really put down your phone.
Yeah.
Take a walk in nature.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is I tell people always to identify a nurture list. So what are 10 things that you could journal down right now that would be supportive to your healing process, whatever that is, taking a bath, simple cup of tea. Anything that restores you is a really important element to get back to who you are.
Telling my cat that I love him so much for the 80,000th fucking time.
Yeah, that brings you joy.
Totally. Absolutely. Cats are the friggin' best.
They are. I realized today, I said to Ben, I now get it. People look at the Pope the way that I look at my cat.
God bless.
Yep.
God bless Hala.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
God, he's the best. He is, though. I can tell. It's
Well, cats really have a lot. They kind of have it figured out.
oh, my God, right?
Yeah.
They're survivors.
They're the best.
Oh, God, they're healers.
But we got to ask you before we move on. We're going to play a little game here in a bit, right before we get out. But what are the ways that we can shift rage into love, radical self-acceptance?
So how do you shift out of love to rage is really, it's basically identifying first, what is causing the rage, like I've already said. But underneath that is coming back to what's inhibiting you to touch that rage with tenderness. So you touch it with tenderness, and then you come into those love-based emotions of compassion, joy, and really being able to connect with those emotions. And if those are really hard, which sometimes you're how can I love this right now? This is so painful, is really just sitting with that and sitting with the awareness of that. And to recognize that, it's kind of a beautiful mess that we live in. Each of us has a microcosm of the universe inside of us to be able to connect with, but we feel that disconnection. And so really it's coming back to the connection of yourself. And I would say from a very spiritual standpoint, for who I am, hands down, I ask for help. I ask the Divine Mother. I ask anybody who can lend a hand and say, hey, this is hard. Help me here. I think sometimes, the 3 things that we know that help us work through our fear is really the first thing is recognizing the things that make us happy. The second thing is understanding what the fear is and being expressed and shifting from that fear/rage state into love by action that can be taken that comes from courage. And that's really like courage is our response to rage and fear because it's responding with compassion and wisdom. And then the third thing is asking for help.
Yeah.
Asking for
That's
help.
probably the hardest thing.
You know, we can't do it alone.
I love that you said, how can I love this thing that's so painful? That's like such a great thing, I think, for us to think about. That's so cool because you can kind of start to maybe reframe how you look at things that are really hard.
Yeah, and it's our lessons, right? It's these lessons. Like for me, like the hardest thing was the irony of living with being a neuroscientist and my mom having a neurodegenerative disorder and not fixing it. And then also being aware that like, this is my lesson. This is my lesson. It's beyond science.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know? And kind of bowing down to that, you know? And it's, I think a big thing too is like, you know, when we surrender and let go, that's like where we really grow.
So we want to play a little fun little game with you where you take us out, where you're just going to simply answer like yes or no with a quick explanation why. Doesn't have to be too long. You feel
like
ready.
a sentence?
Yeah. Sentence, perfect.
Yeah.
A sentence is perfect.
Right?
Okay.
So the
I'm
first
trying to think
one.
of word count.
I knew it. I was like, she's gonna
PhD,
nail
man.
this.
Oh, look at her go.
Yeah, she like in your book you talk about when you came across math, you were like, oh my God, I get all of this. This is a language I understand.
I love it. Okay, so the first one is we only use 10% of our brain.
Not true. And we use all of our brain most of the time.
Yes!
I love it.
I love that.
That's so great.
Yeah. Only maybe 10% is lit up during different activities. But yeah,
Oh,
we use a lot
God.
of different networks. Just to simply problem solve, we use 28 different brain regions.
Oh my God.
Hell
My
yeah.
brain's lighting up hearing
It's
that.
lighting up.
Okay. Meditation can solve everything.
Meditation is a practice and a tool that can help regulate our nervous system and connect us to other people.
Okay.
So you feel like it could solve a lot.
It could solve a lot, but
Yeah.
and I think there's more.
There's no cure-all. There's no cure-all.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm not a snake oil salesperson. You know, I mean, it could help.
Yeah.
With a lot, but I think there are also a lot of other tools like therapy. There's medication. There are certain things.
Swimming.
You know, taking vacations, laughing,
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
heck yeah.
art.
Art is good. Doing art,
Art is amazing.
It's a great thing.
Art is a meditation.
like, heck
Period.
yeah. I'm down with you with that. Okay. Rage is toxic and should be avoided at all costs.
No, rage is a normal human experience, and you just have to learn how to manage it and, you know, communicate with courage and wisdom.
And get to that place where you're like, I love it right now. It's okay. Take deep breaths, meditate, and then move on.
And then move on. Speaking
Yeah.
of moving on, I know how you're going to answer this one. Neurodivergent just means quirky.
Absolutely not. You have different brain wiring that's happening and communication and production styles.
Love it. You can rewire your brain in 21 days.
Never. No, you could rewire different neural patterns. On average, takes 66 days, but it could take up to 268 days, depending on the task and how difficult it is.
Math.
wow.
She did it there
And
for
also, our
us.
frontal lobe is developing into our mid 30s. I learned that from your book as well.
And it still
Everyone
is
thinks it's
developing,
25.
But it's still developing now.
Okay. That's great. We have hope.
Mindfulness
Yeah, we do.
mindfulness is a way that you can rewire your frontal lobe too.
Love it.
Okay. We need to tap into that.
All right.
Okay.
Women are just more emotional than men.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple, right?
Brains are very similar, right?
Yeah.
The brains are very similar. We think that they're way different, but
The actual structures are very similar. The differences really rely on the way we're socially conditioned.
that's right.
Nature versus nurture, baby. Okay. Crystals can change your brain waves.
What kind of crystals are
I
we
don't know.
talking about?
I don't know.
That is the best answer. We're leaving it at that. We're leaving it at
love
that. If you're anxious, you're doing mindfulness wrong.
No, anxiousness is a part of experiencing the whole spectrum of mindfulness.
All right. We got two more. Once your brain is wired in a certain way, it's stuck like that.
Never.
Love it.
And the last one, Crying is weakness.
Crying is a biology of tears are just, they give you the same endorphins as when you laugh. So crying is healthy for you.
Well, then we're
Heck
very
yeah.
healthy.
Let's freaking go. Sobbing.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Nicole. And your full name is Dr. Nicole Tetreault. Is
You
that
said
right?
it great.
Tetreault. I studied a little bit of French.
Yeah.
Fancy.
This really has been amazing and inspiring. And there's so much more that we could talk to you about. But people can find you on Instagram at Awesome Neuro.
And they can read Insight to the Bright Mind.
Wait.
That is your book.
Before we move on.
Show them.
Before we move on.
Isn't it so
Hey, can
pretty?
you zoom in? Oh, wait, we're not that kind of a show.
We're not.
And you can also find out about all the awesome work she does with meditation and sign up for courses at her website, which is is that too many W's? www.NicoleTetreault.com.
Yeah.
Easy.
And I just want to say, you guys, you should really read her book. There's a great story that you share about when you were younger and you were in class and you solved an equation on the board that no one else could solve. And you know what this lady did, this teacher? She brought her up there. She tucked her shirt in because they were, you were 13, 14? Is that right? Tucked her shirt and turned her to the front of the class and said, look how thin she looks. After she just beautiful minded the equation on the fucking board. I was raging out reading it for you.
Oh my
and
God.
meanwhile, she's talking to a future neuroscientist.
I'm shook. What was the teacher's name?
And it was at a Catholic school too.
I figured when you said to tuck the white shirt in, I was like, that sounds like a uniform.
Oh, Dr. Nicole. I mean, look at you go now. Like,
Yeah.
you're really just that teacher. She's probably not still alive and you're winning. So it's okay. I just really
Unless
don't
she
like.
reincarnated to
I
like
really
a,
don't like
a
that she
Buddhist
did not.
monk.
die.
If she reincarnated as a Buddhist monk, then
She could've
maybe she'll be my next teacher.
Right.
She could
Oh,
be.
that's right. Or
Good
maybe
luck with
it'll be
that.
hers.
She
Maybe
was
it'll be
dead
hers.
in my mind because I don't like what she did.
Who
I think
knows?
that's wackadoo freaking wild. We love you for having here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
This has been
for
great.
having
We'll
me.
see you on
You're
Instagram.
Yes.
Stay tuned for our Rage Hotline and our Cunt of the Week after this commercial break.
Either you're a teenager and you have too much oil, or you're reaching menopause and all you want is oil because you lose it as you age. Fun.
Yep. Finding skincare that works for you is a toughie. Except that we found the unicorn, Neon Hippie. It has 7 mushrooms, it hydrates, it's full of nutrients.
Guess what? You get a discount on Neon Hippie for listening to our podcast, The Rage Pod. Use the code RAGE for 25% off at neonhippie.com.
You've reached the Rage Hotline. Please leave us a message. All right, guys, here is our first phone call.
I've been told since I was younger, like, how I'm supposed to dress, how I shouldn't wear certain things because men keep looking, or how I should cover up, or how I should wear something else.
Oh, God.
And it's just like, why is that my problem? Like, if
Yeah.
you can't control where you're looking, that is definitely a you issue. I'm going to wear whatever I want to wear because it's my body and I can express myself however I want to.
I agree. I'm with her.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. It's just a sad part of the world that we live in, you know.
Yeah.
But as two women, we support you. You absolutely shouldn't have to be thinking about what you wear. Men don't think about it at all.
Right.
Men don't walk out of the house ever and are worried like, oh my God, a woman is gonna come over and think that because I'm wearing this tank top that she can corner me in a room and force me to have sex with her. Like, it's just like, that's just like a non-thing.
I'm with you. I've been watching Hunt for Love on HBO, and I will tell you, one of the guys walked out in a freaking Speedo, and everyone's like, oh, God, look at Todd, or whatever his name was. And like, he's got his jump. I mean, it's just so, like, right there.
But
in
it's
his
just
Speedo.
like, look at Todd, ha, 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 hilarious.
Exactly. It's funny. It's not a big deal. And you know what? I think us as women, you know that, like, if your boobs are out or your butt's out, you're like, you're going to get some looks. We just hope that, like, the looks are like, just don't stare at it or be freaking awkward about it. Like, I you know, for me, like, I'll look at a girl walking down the street where I'm like, dang, that girl looks good. But I'm not going to be like, brr. Like, just don't be a dick about it.
be polite and respectful and move on.
This is our other call.
Hey ladies, this is David, first time caller. I need to know what to do with my rage when I'm stuck behind a Waymo driverless car and there's no way to get around it. And then when you finally do get around it, there's no one to flip off. What do I do with that rage? What do I do? Please give me some advice.
Oh God, it's so true though. Like it totally takes away the fun of road rage. Waymo does.
Totally.
Because it's
I mean, you know what I'll tell him is like, what I do, Dave, is like what I think pisses off the driver more, and I know it's not going to work on Waymo, is like when you don't make eye contact, you don't flick them off because you just think you're like unbothered.
so you mean like just treat the Waymo like they're a human?
Yeah.
Because you've said that you're like, oh, I just won't give eye contact if someone's like
Skip it.
done something to scorn me, but like it doesn't matter if you give eye contact. Or not.
Totally.
It's a robot.
Oh my God, I have a solution. You can honk at him like hardcore, like 24/7. Like you're honk because it's not a human now. I don't know what the Waymo
But I
will
think
do.
what Dave's saying though is that like he doesn't get the satisfaction of getting like some sort of reaction from doing that.
Well,
Like,
there's
you're
a
gonna honk-
satisfaction from honking the horn.
Well, it kind of goes. It's a kind of like the rage ground kind of a thing. Like, do you get satisfaction just from like hitting
I'm
something?
with you. I'm with
But
you.
he might want like to
to
have
flick
actually
off a person.
hurt the feelings of the
He wants
person
to-
behind the car.
Yeah, he's got to flip the bird. You know what I would try? Just like flip the bird at the Waymo, see how you feel. Test it out.
Sometimes it is. It's just about writing the letter. It's not actually reading it aloud. We got to get into cunt of the week.
Yeah, let's do it.
This week's cunt of the week are two writers, comedians, showrunners, directors. Well, one's more of a director who I know has definitely shaped a lot of my life in terms of content that's had a lasting effect on me.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, who am I talking about? Who are our cunts of the week?
Our cunts of the week this week are the Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
All right.
The geniuses behind South Park.
And Book of Mormon, right?
And absolutely.
Yeah.
Book of Mormon.
Suddenly cussing.
And a $900 million Paramount deal.
For what?
They've got-
For South Park?
For South Park.
Great.
They have, for making such an irreverent and an unconditionally irreverent show, for like, they get all the freedom in the world. And I fucking love it. Like, they don't have to adhere to a schedule. Like, they get to make episodes when they want to make episodes.
Love it.
Talk about fuck you money
Yeah.
and fuck you schedules.
It's like the Duffer.
Fuck you schedules. Like,
Totally.
no, we're not doing it this week. But here's the thing. Right now, why they're cunts of the week, they are comedians that are actually, they have comedic integrity. We are living in a time where you see so many comedians sucking the dick
Mm-hmm.
of the authority, afraid that they're going to lose favor, they're going to lose power. And there's no constitution of like, hey, comedy is about standing up to power, shining a light, and finding what is funny, ridiculous, obscene about any situation. And that's who they've been all along. And they have never wavered from that. When they went to the Academy Awards, they wore dresses and they took acid.
I love that.
They like, I'm very reluctant to ever use the phrase they really do not give a fuck.
I
and
love
they
it.
have become insanely rich off of that.
Rock and rollers,
But
baby.
they like, for this season of South Park, they're actually showing Trump with his face, because the last time Trump was in office,
Yeah.
they're like, we're not going to show his face, because I
Okay.
think it was also kind of like, no, we're not going to give him
Yeah.
a microphone. But now things are so insane. They're like, nope, that's it. We're fucking changing it up. And then they give him a little tiny micro penis. And it's just
we
a
get to see through the pants, or is he naked?
Oh no, he's naked.
Oh
No, it's always a micro penis. It's just it's a beautiful thing.
I love
and
it.
they're and 6 Days to Air is a great documentary that shows how grueling the process to make a single episode of South Park is. It's absolutely insane.
So we gotta close this out. You guys gotta make sure that you follow us at the Rage Pod on Instagram.
All of our socials.
Yeah, email us at rage@theragepod.com. Tell us what you're pissed about.
Wendy, what's our number?
213-293-5995.
Great, and you can watch full episodes on YouTube.
On
so you can
YouTube.
see our faces if you want to know what we look like. Oh yeah, and you can actually get merch on our website, theragepod.com. Please go get it. We have really cool mugs and cool pillows and like a bunch of stuff, candles and stuff. Somebody's phone is ringing and I'm trying to get out my rage. Shut the fuck up.
It's actually my computer, I think.
Oh my God.
Oh, no, is it Wendy's?
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Rage screaming to your pillow.